Look, give me a job, Sony. Stop playing. I just gave you soundtrack ideas, the Nike deal,
Actor,
a third video game.
We're talking about Spider-Man with the Spider-Verse, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse out. There's some announcements that have been made that's going to make South La Brea feel a little bit crunchy with what he just said. They just announced a Spider-Woman live-action movie.
Live action?
As well as a Miles Morales live-action movie. All right, Spider-Man producers tease a live-action Miles Morales movie and an animated Spider-Woman film. It's all happening, is what Amy Pascal said. As Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse finally hits theaters this weekend, the producers behind the trilogy have their own attention set on their third installment. Producer Amy Pascal says a Spider-Woman live-action Miles Morales movie are in the works. You'll see all of it. She told me Tuesday at the Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse premiere in LA. She says it's all happening. Producer Avi Arad teased that moviegoers will see Spider-Woman movie sooner than you can expect. Wow, wow, wow. I cannot tell you, but it's coming, he said. Pascal also said a fourth Spider-Man movie with Tom Holland and Zendaya is still in the works, but the writer's strike has paused the development. Here's what was said. Are we going to make another movie? Of course we are. We're in the process, but the writer's strike, nobody is working during the strike. We're all being supporters, and whenever they get themselves together, we will get started. That is what Amy Pascal is saying. There she is. Look at her, like she did her glow. Got a little rub and tug. Tuck and rub, or whatever the freak they call it. Rub and tug is what I do. Sony boss Tom Rothman says that much more cagey about the future. He laughed. If I told you, I'd have to kill you. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse sees the return of Shamik Moore, blah, blah, blah. It sounds like Steinfeld is up for the standalone Spider-Woman movie. She says, quote, "This is like my dream job. Sign me up over and over again." She said that about doing the voice work. She said also, I got to be comfortable. And it's a dream to be in the space that feels so comfortable, but also creative and free and exciting to be a part of. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, directed by Joaquim Dos Santos, Justin K. Thompson, and Kemp Powers, is in theaters Friday, June 2nd. And we already know about the cast and all that. Wow. The question that I have getting this news that Amy Pascal, who is the head of Sony, just said that Spider-Woman is getting her own live action, not an animated. Wait, no. Her movie will be animated. I'm sorry. The Spider-Woman movie, that will be animated. But Miles Morales will be getting a live action film along with Tom Holland and Zendaya's Spider-Man 4. 3 Spider movies coming from Sony makes me get excited because I like those characters. Then it makes me think about the modern day MCU and how they've went down a few notches, bruh. They ain't hitting on the top shelf no more. They bottom shelf now. So it makes me think, well, god dang, can Sony compete with the MCU now? Will Sony be able to compete with the modern day Phase 5, Phase 6 MCU only with their Spider-Man universe of characters? We know that Kraven is a movie that's coming out. That bitch is rated R. We know that another Venom is coming out, and regardless of how you feel about that bad boy, it's making money. Generally speaking, Into the Spider-Verse and Across the Spider-Verse, both of those movies will be box office successes. They love those movies. The general public loves those movies. And I know that we're getting a live action Spider-Man, which means we're going to be casting a black character, black and Hispanic. That's going to be freaking amazing too. So I got to say, with all of the Spider-Man fans that are all around the world, and I ask, who's the most popular Marvel hero of all time? It's Spider-Man. The most popular Marvel hero of all of Marvel has always been Spider-Man.
Bigger than Cap, Jody?
Yes.
Bigger than Black Panther?
Yes. It's always been Spider-Man. And for me, it's been Spider-Man, Wolverine, and if I got to go with one character, not a team like X-Men, I would say Hulk. Marvel's top dogs. Thor probably at number 4. Yeah. I question, will Spider-Man be able to compete with the MCU? You know, what's funny is that maybe 2 years ago, I would say, freak no. But after seeing this Spider-Man movie and knowing about the context and what they have planned and all these announcements, yes, I believe that Sony has finally been able to put themselves in the game to where they can release top quality content and compete with the MCU.
You know what, Jody Joe, man? I'm gonna come over here and hang out at the desk for a second.
Here, man. Good to have you over here, dog.
So I would have to agree, man. The first Marvel hero I was introduced to was probably Spider-Man, and then Power Man and Iron Fist, because I grew up in a pro-black household. Yeah. But they don't even come nowhere near the popularity of Spider-Man, because they didn't even have Halloween costumes and lunch boxes and none of that stuff. So Spider-Man is the lead character. However, with this information, I think we could have got a Miles Morales movie this year. I think they were just testing the ground. And shout out to Sony, because they took a Pixar formula. DC has not taken 3D animated film and tried to release it in the big screen. DC's animated films, the 2D stuff are better than the live action movies. We've known that. But they didn't take the leap of trying to enter the Pixar, DreamWorks 3D world. Sony did that. They said, you know what? We're going to make a 3D character and we're going to have a box office release. That was a big, big risk. And they won with that. And if we're going with a live action movie, there is no actor better suited for Miles Morales than Miles Brown. He is a little boy from Blackish who is now a grown man. Looks exactly like the character. I think that's the win-win. Miles
How
Brown.
old is he now?
I think Miles is probably 19, maybe 18. Perfect age, perfect height, perfect build, and he's got the chops. He's been acting since he was 9 on Ellen DeGeneres. So my vote is #heard it here on Jody's Corner, just like DC.
Snyder Cult, DC Rises.
And now Miles Brown for Miles Morales. That's the hashtag, y'all. And they could have brought this movie out. I feel like they just brought the animated second part out so that they could give more love to Spider-Gwen so she could get her movie down the line. They're still not knowing what they're doing with her just yet. And she's not Spider-Woman. Spider-Woman's costume is black, red, and yellow. And Spider-Gwen's costume, or Ghost Spider's costume, is white, pink, and light blue and black. So it's like they're still a little confused over at Sony. But I'm excited for the whole movement, because it's like a mother freaker that only has one move in a basketball game. Like that layup keep killing you. Like you got jump shots, you got 3 free throws, you got slam dunks and 3-pointers, but this mother freaker keep coming with that layup. They got one move, which is Spider-Man, and Sony is maxing it out, right? Between the game, oh my God, and the movies, like for somebody that had one move, it's like me and my sex life. I got one move, and I'm using the heck out of that move. Like I got it going. Like they're killing it, right?
They're killing it. Especially with the Spider-Verse stuff. This is good stuff. The MCU ain't doing so good right now, bro. Like that Ant-Man and the Wasp money, and this is how bad the MCU is doing. They're saying movies like Guardians of the Galaxy 3 are way better and capping and overrating it than ever before. Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is not the best Guardians of the Galaxy movie. It's not an A+ movie.
Jody, they don't
I'm
even
just
have
sorry,
a video
bro.
game. The Spider-Man, like they don't even have a video game. You could take the money from the Spider-Man video game and fund the whole movie, right?
Do you understand how many people are going to come out to watch this live-action Miles Morales movie, bro? Peter Parker has had the limelight for too long, bruh. Miles Morales is a great character. And it's a nice thing that he's a person of color. That's what's up. That's just icing on the cake. I'm going to keep it 1,000. Miles Morales is a better character than Peter Parker. Can we
get a Nike deal?
I said it.
Can we get a Nike deal?
Hopefully.
That
Knock it out.
Crazy. The money
Miles
from the
Morales is better than Peter Parker.
The money from the sneakers alone will fund
sold
the
out.
movie.
Those Jordan 1 Miles Morales sold out, right? Everywhere.
You know how you got Common Sense Ain't Common?
Yeah.
My new t-shirt, Jody, is going to be the money is in the merch. The money is in the merch. You got video games for Miles Morales. You got sneaker deals. It's a whole nother world.
I think that these movies are going to do better than the MCU, bro. We're looking at Blade that had to get redone. They threw that in the trash and starting over from scratch.
And Mahershala's not even
Mahershala's upset. He don't even want to do this shit.
Mahershala ain't even working like that to be upset.
Where
he's
he at?
talented.
Where he been?
Low as hell.
Yeah.
Jonathan Majors came in and took his spot, and then still got canceled.
Facts.
And Mahershala was in the cut, but Mahershala was the best cottonmouth Marvel ever seen. They should have
Best villain they had.
They should have reinvented him as someone else at this point. But nah, he's sitting in the cut.
Blade
Panther.
tying him up.
Waiting on Blade.
I could see that this Miles Morales movie, I see this movie coming out in 2-3 years. I see that this Spider-Gwen movie coming out in 2-3 years. So in 2 or 3 years, we're going to be looking at a Spider-Man 4 with Tom Holland. Don't forget, Tom Holland's a day with Spider-Man 4. That's coming.
Jody.
A trifecta of Spider-Man, bro, and knowing that the fans love it so much, absolutely. I think in 3-4 years' time, niggas will be like, dang, this Spider-Verse, especially if you've seen the Across the Spider-Verse movie, you know they're doing their thing, right? I think this is gonna make a lot of people happy, bro.
Jody,
and people will look
half
at the
black, half Latino.
Yeah.
Let's just talk soundtrack for a minute. Boomerang was a soundtrack. Black Panther was a soundtrack. This soundtrack will be a movement. If you get J Balvin,
hey,
Bad Bunny,
the soundtrack
Kendrick
of this movie
Lamar,
is fire.
come
The
on,
soundtrack
bro.
of Across the Spider-Verse is fire.
Half black, half Latino soundtrack for a film.
Yeah, that shit fire. The soundtrack for this movie is fire, guys. Yeah, man. I wanted to have more of a discussion on it, but this E-Man is trash. You know what I'm saying? This nigga whack. Shout out to my nigga Salad War for coming through. Do you think that this will be competing with the MCU, the Spider-Verse?
Listen, look, give me a job, Sony. Stop playing. I just gave you soundtrack ideas, the Nike deal,
Actor,
a third video game. I've never seen a video game with salsa style Mexican or Latino music in the background, man. Or a little reggaeton.
That
You
reggaeton,
get,
bro.
You Tego, you get what's his name? Bad Bunny and my favorite El Ganador. What's his name? Don. What? The mics are missing.
Don't worry about this nigga trash, bro. That's what happens when you hire
Nicky
You know?
Jam.
Hey, if he was Mexican, if he was a white boy, we'd be good.
They will be in the club dancing to the Spider-Man. Bam, 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 bam,
Shout to y'all,
bam, bam,
man.
bam, bam, bam,
Hey.
bam, 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 bam,
That's what happens, bro.
bam, 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 bam.